Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness Street Magic. We find ourselves in New York City's Chinatown, deep within its more commercial area where a lot of the shops are set up. The shop in particular that we are at is the Happy Dragon Noodle Shack. The facility is very new, very cleanly, which is very much against Happy Dragon Noodle Shack standards. However, it's the American branch. They just opened last week. They have to take time to add that special sticky panache that the Happy Dragon Noodle Shack is known for. That time is not now. Catherine seems to be balancing eating a bowl of noodles with smoking indoors with an ashtray. Did she bring it herself? We don't know. Do any of the staff care that she's smoking indoors inside New York City? Absolutely not. They work at Happy Dragon Noodle Shack. They don't give a fuck about anything. With the shop more or less to herself, she just keeps slurping noodles, sucking on cigarette, and staring off into space.
As Ken is sitting there enjoying her noodles and having, for once, a relatively peaceful sort of night, she will feel her phone buzz.
She kind of looks between the noodle hand and the cigarette hand. There's some real options being weighed here. She puts the noodles down because, unlike her player, she values cigarette over food most times. Reaches for her phone.
Her phone has a text from an unknown number, and it just says, "Don't panic."
The text that this unknown number gets back is the word what, but spelled W-T. W-U-T.
There is no response from it.
Huh. Well, at least it wasn't a dick pic. And she puts the phone back in her coat. Goes back to eating. The cigarette's kind of spent now, so it's just sitting in the ashtray.
When she looks up from her phone, she will notice somebody is sitting across from her.
I had a picture prepared for this. So, Catherine has often tried to comport herself with a certain amount of dignity and gravitas. Being that surprised at what has happened, all of that drops. This exact expression is what comes up. And in a flash, she sees, after a mysterious text, a person has appeared there. She's wearing a suit. That piercing stare. And almost on reflex, which should tell the viewers a lot about how far Catherine's mental state is just degenerated over time, reaches very quickly, almost spilling the noodles in the process inside her coat.
Wait, please don't.
There's a pause. Her hand's like halfway out. I would not say that the weapon's been exposed at this point, but this person probably knows what Catherine's up to.
Come on, don't do that. You got my text. You replied to it. No need to panic.
There is now an awkward stare down occurring. There may be no one in here but a distracted cook. But this has been weird. Catherine's hand slowly goes deeper into her coat. Hear the muffled sound of something being replaced. Okay.
She lets out a bit of a sigh and will rustle around in her own suit pocket to pull out a small metal case of business cards, and she will hold one out to Kitty.
Catherine eventually lets go of the thing in her coat and just kind of reaches out for the business card. Takes it.
The business card has a cute little yellow bird on it, but on top of that, it also says Agent Bailey Thatcher on it. As Kitty looks at it, it'll very briefly flash the words New World Order, but the ink will bleed off of it very quickly. I figure neither of us wants to do this, but I think we need to have a talk.
I have to admit, this is a little weird.
Yes, very.
I know why I'm freaking out. Why are you freaking out?
Because I'm pretty sure you have more weapons on you than I do.
Safe assumption. It's been a long time since I actually sat down and talked to one of you.
Right, actually. That's how I found you.
Oh, shit.
You may have met my boss. The designation he gave to you people was the accountant?
Yeah. He was an idiot.
Right. And you lended your coat to Sasha.
I was an idiot.
She still wears it.
That's creepy.
She kind of shrugs. Our more she sort of takes a look around and puts a very small device on the table. It has a printed out graphic on it of somebody holding their finger to their lips in a sort of shush motion. And there's a light on it sort of beeping steadily. And she says, "Our artificially created agents don't get nice things often."
Yeah. About that. This is the first time I've had a chance to actually file a complaint with you people about that.
Excuse me?
Have you seen that thing does what I think it does, right? And she points at the shushing box.
We're the only two people who can hear us. And she will take out her earpiece and put it on the table.
Have you seen the facilities that create your cannon fodder?
I I have not. That's not my job.
Oh, they're inhumane torture chambers.
I I apologize for whatever experience you had in them. Are you? She kind of leans in very close. She doesn't finish the sentence, but it's kind of implied that she means a person.
What? Jesus, how many of me are there running around?
She kind of looks up at the ceiling. You see her counting on her fingertips. She stops at 7 and then shrugs.
Yes, I'm a person.
None of them female, though.
Shit happens.
Well, I did not come here to discuss that type of identity politics, but you haven't shot me yet, so that's a good sign.
There was something. Whatever. Didn't want to have to go shoot the cook after I was done with you.
Well, thank you. Guess I should thank him.
Yeah. Fucking hate racking up civilian casualties.
Yeah, it's the worst part of the job. I need to ask you a question, and I'm fairly certain I already know the answer.
You took a really big risk coming in here with me.
We need your help.
That's new. Because you guys didn't seem to really need our help during the latest pogrom. I saw your fun little snuff film, by the way. Didn't appreciate it.
Snuff film?
Temple of the Dragon Child. No known survivors.
Oh.
Didn't seem to really want to do much of anything but fly drones when hundreds of the Walking Dead gathered in a fucking stadium and could not have given a shit less as vampires had their own fun little rampage across New York. During your pogrom, no less.
We had other priorities during those times.
I know a lot of them were aimed at my head.
Well, if this thing doesn't get solved, there's not going to be a fucking reality to fight over anymore. So, this is why I'm here, asking you very nicely if we could maybe put shit aside for a little while.
And I should trust you, why?
She just kind of shrugs. Why else would I be here?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what you guys are thinking with half the fucking decisions you make.
Well, honest answer, you probably can't. Our higher ups are fucking insane, and I don't know what they're gonna order one day to the next. But I have a small group of like minded people who need to get shit done.
This earns a like something of a hint of a sympathetic look from Catherine. From around the time she starts describing her higher ups. So you wanted to ask me a question.
I wanted to ask if you and yours would be willing to ally with me and mine. We're not the entire organization, but we're a pretty capable group. And I would not be approaching you if this were not desperate.
Just so we're on the same page, what are you approaching me about?
We've gotten some readings coming from this location, sort of seismic activity. We've pinpointed to some sort of extraterrestrial life form in hibernation.
Does this location have a landmark?
Yeah, what do you know?
Kind of folds her hands, has a very coy look on her face. What do you know? You seem to have a location.
We've narrowed the location down from our scanners to either be within or underneath the Museum of Natural History.
I see. There is not a single person on my side that would take this deal.
What about you?
I have no reason to trust you. But I also don't want to die.
It is within my capabilities to grant diplomatic immunity. If you're getting things done in both of our best interest, I can at least promise our guns won't be pointed at you.
Or my people.
I'm not sure if they can promise me the same. I'm certain I could get it done.
Did you actually think that both of our camps could intersect? Or did you come to me specifically for a reason?
I came to you specifically.
That's what I thought. So you already know my answer about that.
Yeah.
I kill you people because it's a job. Because it's a side I'm on. Because I'm way too invested to flip over. Though you do have a really nice suit.
Well, I can offer you resources and support that your friends won't see. If you can promise to point them in a direction for us.
They're not interested in dying either, but know this shit hard. While I might be less of a true believer than I used to be, they'll eat you alive and smile.
I have no intentions of approaching them. And I'm certain that once this threat to both of us is gone, we'll be resuming business as usual.
Yeah. And at this point, Catherine pulls out another cigarette and lights it.
So,
You look nervous.
this is one of my first diplomatic missions. The first one that wasn't a simulator.
You guys have fucking dating sims for diplomacy?
Something like that, I suppose. They tended to veer into combat sim fairly often.
How long you been doing this?
Define this.
Catherine nonchalantly waves her hand around this whole shtick. Cloak and dagger, fighting for reality.
I have been a combative agent for 2 years now.
Jesus.
I was very recently reassigned to a desk job.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing, isn't it? You run around doing cowboy shit for like ever. Get good at it. And they fucking park your ass behind a desk.
I'm unsure about you, but I prefer the desk. You don't have to watch anybody die there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
And getting to watch Netflix while on the job is an added bonus. Difficult to do when trying to aim a firearm.
Can't say I ever tried.
Me neither, but I can imagine.
Well, that'd be some shit.
Yeah, it would.
Ease up a little bit. Jesus, I'm not gonna plug you. Make me feel bad.
I mean, I wasn't expecting to have gotten this far.
I know I've got a track record. But there's also a fucking apocalypse on. For pragmatism's sake, I can put up with the idea of not killing you.
I mean, nobody particularly wants apocalypse. At least not outside of a movie.
I met some people who might disagree recently.
Aside from them.
Yeah, God. Ugh. Look, bottom line, I can I can see talking to you, and specifically you in the future. You had a lot of guts coming here. I respect that.
So we'll be staying in contact then?
You got my number.
Mine is on the card.
Catherine picks up the card and kind of inquisitively flips it over a few times.
A telephone number has appeared where New World Order once was.
Jesus, this thing's neat. Do anything else?
Yeah, depending on the paper. Does a lot of pretty neat things.
Cool. Your job pay well?
Yeah, it pays pretty well. I could afford a place in Manhattan if I wanted to. I go on vacation pretty often,
You get vacations?
and medical insurance.
Holy shit. Wait. How's your medical insurance? Is it like some low grade shit?
Not particularly, no. We have both that, physical therapy, regular therapy. I mean, she kind of shrugs. Can consider it a government position, technically.
I guess they loosened the dress code a little bit. You guys used to be easy to pick out shit.
It took a lot of paperwork to have a pink shirt.
Fuck. That'd be a drawback somewhere, though.
She nods. I've been asking for a pink shirt when I first got them for nearly a year. I finally convinced my commanding officer because if the enemies can't see the blood, it's bad for their morale.
That's fucking awesome. God.
He gives a bit of a smile. Yeah.
I tell you what. I don't normally do this. You want to get a beer?
Um, she looks unsure of how to answer that question.
Ah, come on. You can write off on your taxes a job expense.
I may be able to work something like that in. Tomorrow evening, perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk more about this whole averting the end of mankind thing.
She nods. Yeah, excellent. Um, thank you, Miss Lovechild.
Ugh, I got a dossier on me and everything, huh?
She holds up the manila folder she's been holding.
Fuck, that thing's thick. I cannot have whacked that many people.
She raises a single eyebrow, gives Kitty a look like, yes, you have killed that many people.
Ah, who the fuck am I kidding? I remember every last one of them.
So, I've got to return to my office. I hope you don't take offense, but I do have to report the results of this endeavor.
Yeah, and I gotta figure out how this whole technically shady dealing is gonna go.
Yeah. I didn't leave any bugs here. There are none on you or on the card. You can check if you'd like.
Oh, believe me, I will be.
Uh, very well then. I'll see you tomorrow. Which bar would you like to meet at?
I'll text you when I think of one.
All right then. My line is open and quite secure. Though I suppose it doesn't need to be.
Not really, no. Seriously, though. I get that normally this whole thing... Fuck. I'm bad at this too, okay? I don't need to be so fucking nervous.
She just kind of nods. Right. We'll dress down tomorrow. Maybe no blazer.
That'd be a good idea.
And she'll nod and she'll take her little device off the table. Kitty will hear a faint beep as it turns off. I'll see you then. Have a
Yeah.
good evening. Stay safe.
You too.
And the individual in the suit will head out of the establishment. Shortly after, as can be expected, a black car will pick her up and drive off.
And Catherine sits there with her cigarette. What the hell did I just sign myself up for? Fuck. Watchers, thank you for watching. Player, or what? I'm the only player in here. ST, thank you for STing. And we'll see you next time on another edition of Living World of Darkness Street Magic.